This is the OLIGHT i5T EDC flashlight. It makes 550 lumens with 2 AA batteries. It's available in 2 grip patterns, 3 LED color temperatures, and 4 housing colors. The aluminum alloy housing is available in 2 grip patterns, this pebble etching or also a helix knurling. You can choose the color temperature of the LED when you order your light. Cool white, warm white, and neutral white. I ordered the OD green with the cool white LED bulb. You have 4 color options: blue, orange, black, and OD green. Now these lights are pretty much ready to use right out of the box. They just have a little instruction here that tells you to remove this little insulating film that's in the battery compartment. It's the only thing we have to do to get the light to work right out of the package. You'll see this little yellow film in here. It'll pretty much just fall out. Oops. Right there. Just get rid of that and screw your cap back on. Now your light is good to go. This i5T is very easy to carry. It fits in the palm of your hand just great. It's similar in size to a hand tool like a screwdriver. It just fits great in your hand. If you're going to activate it and if you're going to shine your light like this, it just fits perfectly across your hand. So it's just a really nice size. It's equipped with a really strong pocket clip, and it actually works 2 ways. You can clip something through here like underneath this way, but you can also use this clip right here. The clip also comes with a lanyard hole right here. If you wanted to clip this to your wrist or to a backpack or something, or some type of cable, it has a nice little hole right here that you can use for that. This light has an IPX8 rating, making it resistant to rain exposure. You can see the O-rings integrated into the battery cap. I'm just going to show you guys a little measuring here. This is an OLIGHT i3T that I reviewed on a previous video. It's about 3.5 inches long. And I'm looking at this i5T today, and it's looking at to be about 5 3/4 inch. I'm also going to be showing you guys the brightness of these 2 lights just to compare them to each other, just to give a baseline. I'd like to also show a cell phone light, how that compares to like maybe the low setting on one of these, because I know we all like to use our cell phones for a quick flashlight. So one thing OLIGHT does with their lights, on their tail switches are really nice and heavy. You can probably hear that hopefully over the microphone. But what it really does is it keeps it from being accidentally powered on or powered off. You can have this light in a backpack or in your pocket with some other gear. You don't have to worry about it accidentally pushing, because you have to put some real force on this. So that's kind of a nice feature about these. It just feels really sturdy, well made. When you have a switch that has a nice spring in it, it really gives it a nice feel. So that's something I really appreciate about this brand and the way they do their power switch. Okay, first I want to show you guys, kind of compare the low setting on this light to a cell phone light. I know we use our smartphones a lot for a temporary, fast, quick light. If we're ever in a pinch and we just need a quick flashlight, I've just got one setting on my smartphone for my light, as far as I know, unless there's a trick to adjust it. So I'm just going to use this here. I've got a little background light just so I can get some light on camera here. But here's my cell phone light. It's pretty basic. It works good for these up-close little jobs. I'm going to activate this. I'm going to turn on my i5T on the low setting just to see what you get with a. So now I'm going to take away my cell phone light, put it back over here. So what I've noticed is my cell phone light, it's a little bit broader. It's not quite as bright, but it kind of broadcasts like a wider light just for this particular phone, I guess. And this kind of concentrates on a smaller setting. Now I can go up to the high setting on my OLIGHT, and it kind of blinds you, especially with the camera. So it's way too much light for an up-close type of job. I go back to the low setting and bring back the cell phone, just kind of put them side by side here. So that's basically what you're getting. Now the OLIGHT's still brighter on the low setting, and think it'll project light a little bit better. The cell phone light just makes a wider broadcast of light, just not as powerful. So that's something to keep in mind. Now I've got the i3T here on low setting and the i5T on low, and I'm just comparing here the different brightness of them. Now just on the type of bulb and the type of setup, you can just tell that the i5T broadcasts a wider light on top of being generally brighter. So here's a concentration of light here on this tape measure, and I'll switch over to the i5. It's just brighter. And on the high setting, switch over to high. It's a very drastic difference in power. A lot of these lights, you really get so much light with these. It's almost blinding. When you have this high setting for distance use, you really don't need this much light up close for anything, really. The i3T is not so bad, doesn't really blind you too much. Get a little glare here on my table. So this i5T has a beam distance of 285 feet. The low setting is 15 lumens and it can run for about 54 hours. The 550 lumen high setting can run for about 3 minutes. Okay, here's the low setting I have on my i5T. I've just got my tape measure in my box down there, just trying to see what it would do at, it's only about 3 feet away. It's just enough light just to shine and locate something. You can see here on the table, it's a pretty low setting. So there's the low setting. Now if I go up to high, it's kind of blinding and I can actually feel that heat coming off of there. And it'll probably warm up just a little bit more. And then shining on this box right here, it would be too much light. It's almost blinding. So if I was actually trying to read that box, actually the camera is kind of blinding, but I can actually read it outside of the camera. So it actually works great. Just that the lens is making it look blurry. But this is actually quite a bit of light here. But it kind of comes across as blinding on the camera. But it does look really good. So I put the i5T here on with the backwards clip. And it works just fine. It feels kind of heavy. I don't think I would use this light too much unless I was just in a pinch and I needed to clip onto the brim of a hat. Now I showed you in another video the i3T is kind of perfect for this. It's smaller and lighter, so it works great. But the i5T just seems a little bit big for this and kind of heavy. So I don't think I would really do this too often. Now I may find other things that I could clip this to. But really, I think this reverse clip would probably be best just for storage. If you have a specific place you want to store it. Now I have this backpack here, and what's nice is you have a backpack like this. This light could pretty much clip to anything. There's so many different places to hook it. And really what's nice about these, they just don't take up a lot of room. So you can actually have multiple lights if you need to. If you have a glove compartment or something in your truck, your toolbox, these are really awesome because they just don't take up a lot of space. And they're very small. Like I was saying earlier, they just feel like a tool in your hand, the way they're the size of them. So it's a great thing to have. Now for me, I've always got stuff clipped to my shirt. I usually wear a shirt with a pocket, so I usually have something clipped in my pocket. But what I do like about it is I could clip it up here. It's kind of heavy, but it's not too heavy, and I'm not too worried about hurting this shirt. This is like a work shirt that I work outside in, so it easily comes in and out there. I mean, it probably would take 2 hands to really clip it back in there. But it's really not too heavy to wear on your shirt if that's something that you like to do. Or if you have a pocket, it would be perfect for that. And it's not going to fall out. If you do have it clipped in your pocket or your shirt, you could probably bend over pretty easy. And you don't have to worry about losing it. That's kind of what's nice about having a nice solid clip is if you're, a lot of people use equipment. They ride motorcycles or ATVs. And you have to worry about stuff falling out of your pockets. Well, it's nice to have something like this, so you don't lose it when you're riding or you're working. So that's a nice little feature. The OLIGHT really made a nice clip.